If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday evening at 8 or 10 past 8 in the evening. I've just said evening 4 times in a row now. Brilliant. Bravo, James. Welcome to the new rebranded Chambers of Roleplay. That's what we're called now. It's more a generic name for the channel on Twitch. It may even change on YouTube as well. I'll be doing different things on the side as James Corp TV on Twitch, doing not RPGs, doing video games and shit when I get around to it. I'm just trying to figure out what to do and when to start doing some video games. So yeah, so give me a follow on there as well. Thanks, cheers. Anyway, that's my little plug done. Yeah, we're back. We were supposed to play on Sunday, but everyone was a bit under the weather. So we pushed back to today. Danny's got to go in 20 minutes or thereabouts for his AA meeting. And then we got, and then he'll be back about an hour later. But we're only going on for 3 hours. I can't remember what happened last time because it's been a long time since we last played. Nearly a year, right? Is it? That was the last time we played? Was it last year we played? Was it last year we played?
No. January.
Have we played this year?
Yeah. It's been 2 months.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. We just about played this year. We played once so far this year. As you probably all know as well, Sunday nights is going to be like Numenera run by J-Wall on most Sundays, and then whenever, or hopefully 1 in 3, if Scott can do it, we'll do a Symbaroum 1 in 3 times. Is that right? Yeah, so every 3 weeks or thereabouts we'll do a Symbaroum game. But yeah, I'm James Corp TV, and let's get on with this. So we're going to go around the table, get people to introduce themselves, give a little plug about where they can find themselves and stuff. I'm doing this as a start now as well. Rather than doing it right at the end, we'll just reconfirm at the end. But right now, we'll just go around, get people to like tell where we can find them, what they've been up to, who they're playing, and then we'll move on. So, again, I'm James Corp TV. Go check me out on twitch.tv/James Corp TV. And I'm playing Maligno that nobody fucking likes. There we go. That's my character. Danny.
Yes, my name is Danny, and I'm playing Sarux. It is a sort of a scout, kind of archery barbarian. And yeah, that's about me. A little bit dark.
J-Will?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm J-Will. I'm playing as Revnia Urist, an Ambrian Templar. She hasn't quite defected from the church, but you know, that could happen soon enough. We'll see. But yeah, you can find Revnia in Thistle Hold, and you can find me Twitter, Twitch, Discord, etc. all as J-Will7Z.
And don't forget to check out his Patreon as well. He's only got 2 or 3 subscribers, so go be a Patreon to him. Give him some love.
James is my hype man.
Well, I expect the return, right? Philip.
I am Philip, and I'll be playing Home Goblin. That's.
And where can we find you?
Mostly on Discord, James.
Okay.
Discord. Well, probably I'm Mystic, so probably some spellcasting will be involved.
And maybe some corruption. We might see him turn into a gelatinous cube of some sort, right?
Well, beast for now.
Or a jelly mold or something, maybe, you know, some sort of.
Nah, for now, just teeth and claws. But we'll see.
He just has to worry about the Borg coming down and landing and taking over. So
the boar.
What a Borg.
Oh, okay. Are we playing Star Trek then?
whatever makes you guys happy.
All right, Gus.
Yes, I'm Gus. Second Bracky, Elfgarn, Hunter. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Thanks.
I'll
Right,
go
don't
with
have
the game.
Gus set up. And then last but not least, Scott. Where can we find you? And then just do your spiel.
All right. Hey, my name's Scott, and I am the games master for today's game of Symbaroum. You can find me at Hail Orcus Dorcas on Twitter. And yeah, that's about it. You'll see me around there and other Discords, and maybe running another game depending on how I'm treated this session, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, oh, okay. Is that how we're doing it, right?
No, we're all good. So, who remembers what happened?
No.
No?
We played with some dead people.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe reword that.
We got a letter. We got a letter from some doctor or some dude.
Right.
About somebody called the Flayer, which have had which is responsible for a couple of deaths. We go back to his house, and we got to speak with her maid, I think it is. We went up, and we saw a pile of body that looked like an elf. After we, touched the parts, the organs and stuff like that, we find out that it was probably an elf. James went and get us some tea.
I ran distraction. Yeah. That's what I was, wasn't I?
Yeah. And the meantime, I think, or what's the name? Goblin managed he have a spell to talk with the dead.
Yep.
Which makes it. But we can only ask yes or no questions.
Correct.
We found also a letter talking about this Flayer, and it maybe come from like a skull or something like that. Some group of treasure hunters had come back with something evil, at least.
Yep.
We didn't have that many good questions because they were yes or no, and since we find out also that the Flayer is able to metamorphose, I don't know how to call it, but he's able to change bodies with the people that he kills.
We found 2 bodies.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, 1 skin and 1 body.
1 skin and 1 body. Yes.
Right. Yeah, and I see Jay Wall just threw in kind of just a bit of keywords that helps sum it up a little bit, but that pertains to everything you just said. So that's pretty much it. I mean, we don't need to kind of dwell too much on the details. You kind of have enough information to continue on as is. And one thing that we left off was also that Elfgarn happened to find a trail along the rooftops that led, a blood trail that led all the way to Toad Square, a major area within Thistle Hold, but then the trail went cold as it went down to the ground. So we kind of left off there where it was just like, for some reason, whatever this thing is, after it left the academy, it went there and went down. So you have a few leads to go check out. You've heard things about, obviously, here within the square. There was, mention of, the Ordo Magica by looking at his day planner and his log where he's come and gone. You've had a few questions answered, from the dead body, from the corpse of what you assume to be the murdered master of the academy here. but you were also about to question the remains, the skin droppings of what you think is an elf. However way you would like to proceed, I guess what I would start with is it safe to assume, Gus, that Elfgarn would have made his way back after the trail went cold to inform everyone as to what he found? Okay.
Yeah, probably along the ground and go back to the main entrance,
right,
rather than clambering around like an idiot.
Right. Fair enough. And you can find your way back. The streets are, manageable. It's not really, as you can see on the map, it's fairly streamlined in how it's laid out. But additionally, Philip, do you have the information regarding Oleg's necromancy skill? Because one of the things we just want to make sure is depending on how you fail, there's always a chance of possession. So do you happen to have that information, or do we need to grab it for you? Okay.
Just a second. Yeah, but only if I fail first time and try it again.
Right. So what needs to happen is, depending on where you are, is you need to you're going to have to try again with the skin. It doesn't carry over. It's two separate individual rituals. So before we then go in with Oleg's ritual casting to proceed the questioning of the remains of the elf, is there anything the rest of you want to do or touch on before we go forward with that? I think what will happen before we start also is James Maligno. You will have heard the knock at the door, and she would have excused herself to let Elfgarn back in, and you would have seen him, come in from the street if you were still downstairs playing, distraction.
Right. Okay. So, and then, once again, also probably safe to assume that he'll tell you that he's found some information, followed the trail, and he would have made his way back upstairs. Do you continue to go up, or are you still maintaining, the tea distraction? Yeah, I'm still maintaining the tea distraction.
Okay.
Until I'm told otherwise.
Anything else
to.
that we want to ask the doctor before we go to the next party?
Right.
Yeah, we know that it's Master Vernon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we know we have to go and talk to the captain or the watch or something like that.
Okay.
The mayor.
Yep.
No, not the mayor. The captain too.
Well, yeah, the mayor was referenced, and the captain also. I believe you asked if he knows where the let's see here,
where he's going.
Right.
Going.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get positive answer.
Right, because it was a yes or no question. So, but you did make a bit of clarifications on there. So, but I mean, pretty much, if you can think of any other yes or no questions, by all means, ask before you proceed to speak with the elf.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Can the housemaid be trusted?
That's a good question.
Okay. If one knock was no, two knocks was yes.
Okay, so she can be trusted. I think that's...
Did we ask if the Flayer had the skull?
Well, I mean that is his, from his point of view, right? So she could be, I'm just going down the old, what's it called, conspiracy thing. Just because he thinks that the maid could be trustful doesn't mean she is, right? That could just be his opinion, and not knowing the full story. She could be in on it, but I'm not there because I'm making tea.
Did we ask the Flayer if he already possessed the skull?
I don't recall if you've asked that, but I mean, remember that each question asked is going to require Oleg to, that last question will be a freebie, but it's going to require Oleg to pass a resolute test to get an answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you had like a big chance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, should I ask the questions of the elf then?
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any more questions for Master Vernon? If everyone is...
Okay. Yep, fair enough.
Well, what does he think of Mayor? Is it Mayor involved somehow in this? Or does he suspect the Mayor?
That's not really a yes or no question, is it?
Well,
Yeah, does he suspect the
do
mayor?
you suspect Mayor is involved in this? But yeah, he's involved in any case. Yeah,
Yep.
it will be positive.
Give me a roll.
How do we play this game again?
Just start clicking buttons and we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So, and okay, so you just did a resolute test. Looks like you were using your mystical power and necromancy last time. Is there any, they're the same, right? There's no modifiers for that?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah. See, that's why I modified it. So you asked, is the mayor involved?
In his death. Let's be specific.
Yeah. So I mean, you can feel the presence, of what you're communicating with, wanting to answer, but nothing comes through. There's no knocks. So you can take that for what it is, but in your general experience in teaching, that just means that usually the spirit may not know or they're unable to answer.
You're asking the skinness, aren't you? Or
The skinless, yes, the body.
You're asking the skinless body. I'm sorry. The one hanging. The one hanging. Yes. So yeah.
I guess we are asking the pile of goo.
The body parts,
yeah.
Not the skin.
Because I mean, just if you just want to touch on this,
just turn your camera off, Danny. Don't like close it, because otherwise I have to redo all the cameras.
Okay. Just want to remind you, if I'm not mistaken, you also have a letter, right? That was written by Master Vernon to Master Nightpitch. That was, describing what was going on. But the letter itself doesn't necessarily claim that he felt, it didn't really show that he was involved. It's just that, he's with that letter, or that letter that may not have been sent, that it really doesn't declare involvement or not. Knowledge of it, possibly. But so, any other questions for Master Vernon?
Anybody? I don't have anything. Gus?
None for me.
Okay.
All right.
Then we'll go to the skin.
Okay.
Elf. So, are you an elf?
Oh my god.
Oh, are you an elf of the... What's the... Silver Pact, right?
Iron Pact.
Iron Pact.
Okay, so quick question: since you're essentially starting a new ritual, does it require any? Does this one require any sort of time passing,
Question
or
to the person either by sitting next to its body, okay, or its grave? Each question demands successful resolute test.
Okay.
And the dead answers either yes or no by knocking or
Okay. All right. So this one doesn't require.
In the case of failure, I can push it, but I can get possessed.
Okay. So this is not an extensive ritual that requires, amount of time to prepare. Okay. So, I mean, we'll give a little bit of time pass for you to make the connection. And you eventually enter into the spiritual world, and you now can feel the presence of whatever belongs to the skin, possibly an elf. And so your first question was, are you an elf of the Iron Pact?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Success.
Okay.
So, yes. Okay. Were you looking for the crown where you were slain? Success.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you keep memories what's happening with you while the Flayer is in you? Well, I failed, so.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Scott gave it away. What an idiot.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, scratch it. We're playing Temple of Elemental Evil now. Sorry. Burn it down. Okay.
He can't answer that. Do you have any more questions for Ralph? Were you slain in the city?
Hang on. Is that not obvious?
Well,
I mean, you are. I mean, no offense. Aren't you asking questions that's already been answered?
well, he could be. He changed to the Master Renan in the city, but he could die before that. So.
But isn't his body here?
No,
His
his skin. We don't know where his body is.
Oh.
Or where his skin is. Oh, you're talking about the elf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the elf skin in the body of Master Vernum. So Master Vernum's skin is missing, and the body of the elf is
Missing.
missing somewhere else.
Yeah,
Success. Where he's killed in the city, or his body, or before the entering the city.
Okay. So were you asking, were you killed in the city?
Yep.
Okay. And did you roll for that? Was it a success?
Yes, success.
Okay.
Scott's having to quickly look it up, whether it sells him or not, and it probably doesn't.
No, he was killed before he entered the city.
1 is no, 2 is yes.
So that was 1.
Here.
Okay. So
Yep.
yeah.
Perhaps we should get you a sound build, Scott.
The mic's just not turned up. I've turned it down a bit. I can turn it up here.
No, don't worry about it. I'm just saying,
Oh, you mean a soundboard so I can do knocks?
Yeah, and other sound effects.
Okay, yeah. No is a knock. Flush of the toilet is yes. Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Poor Noah.
Is that a short flush or a long flush?
Do we have any more questions?
Now,
Mhm.
correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming that Master Vernon's skin is now being worn by whoever killed him. Yeah.
Yep.
So Master Vernon is wandering around Thistle Hold, but it's not Master Vernon. So we need to be tracking down Master Vernon while we know.
How well known
Master
is he?
Well, I mean, you can. He obviously is in conversation with the mayor of Thistle Hold. He is a member of good standing of the Ordo Magica, and he runs an academy. So he's probably fit. Mm-hmm.
So we could potentially just head out into the street and ask had they seen Master Vernon recently.
That's what I was getting at. We might be able
okay.
to track him a little bit while we know who he looks like or what he
Okay. I have one more question. Is there any more members of the Iron Pact that in the city?
Do we know that they're in the city?
Did you give me a roll?
Yeah. Success. We might want some help from them.
They hate us.
Oh, yeah.
They answer yes, but you feel kind of a wash of anger. Like it really didn't want to answer this question.
Okay. Would they be willing to help us? Failure. Critical failure. Yeah. That's no. But we know they're in the city, so we should probably keep an eye on them. I think that's it.
Hold on a second. Let me just check something real quick here. While you guys kind of...
Is there anyone else wants to ask questions from the elf? No.
No
I
other
feel like
questions?
Holly.
Okay. Feel like what?
Holly.
Who's Holly?
Just realised.
Just that floating head. Because you wear black.
They're all dead, Dave. They're dead, Dave. They're all dead.
You're telling
Dave.
me they're all dead.
Yes, Dave, they're dead. They're all dead, Dave.
Not Peterson.
They're all dead.
He's not dead.
They're dead, Dave. They're all dead. They're dead.
Not Chet.
Dead, Dave. I don't know if I'm probably misquoting it slightly, but it's Red Dwarf, Scott. You ever heard of Red
okay.
Dwarf?
Oh yeah, I've
Been an
haven't
American.
seen them all. Yeah, no, I've watched a bit of Red Dwarf. I'm actually listening to an audiobook of it right now. So, but no, I'm not as deeply, ingrained in the Red Dwarf culture as you all are. That's
J-Will might be too young for it to really understand what we're talking about.
Okay.
But they're all dead.
All right, excellent. So, do you have any other questions for the remains of the elf? Otherwise, and I think you might want to decide where you would like to go next to try to gather some more clues or leads.
As I said, the fact that we know what he looks like at the moment, we need to take advantage of that while we can before he strikes again and changes his appearance. I mean, he could just go into the street and kill some random beggar and we'd have no idea who.
I think though he's specifically chose
I agree.
this guy because he has access, maybe access to the mayor. Do you know what I mean?
Possibly. Or the captain of the guard.
Yeah.
He was mentioned as well, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Captain
Either-
Marvello.
Either of them would be a big problem for the city.
Or access
Captain
to-
Marvel, did you say?
Yes, Captain Marvel.
Also access to Ordo Magica.
Yes, or the Ordo Magica too.
I don't want to be going there and messing with those guys.
What's on the way to the square? Is there anything?
Because knowing our luck, there'll be one certain wizard there that we'll bump into.
Slaughterhouse, saloon, salons.
Cool. I didn't reach that. I can just about see that red line on the map, and then there's a white line next to it. Is that because you changed colour?
Right.
'Cause I couldn't
Yeah,
really
because
see it.
the red line was hard to see. Yeah. Okay, so what would you like to do then at this point? Like you need to get Scoob and the gang together and figure out where you all would like to, where the mystery leads you to next.
True.
Well, the person that would immediately probably know the most about the killings would be Captain Marvello.
Okay.
And he should be probably informed.
Yeah.
Because-
Not
Okay.
worth mentioning it.
Great. Okay.
So where is the guard barracks or?
We first have to pick up Maligno from the.
I'm only downstairs.
Behind
Do we have
Cloak and
to?
Seal Day.
Yeah, probably, but
I mean, he is the star of the show, so we can't really go on without him.
Of course you can.
So essentially, it's down south where I put the white X down here. So that's essentially where you would want to head.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to head downstairs, gather at Maligno, and you know the
Who is he the town watch? Is he the captain of the town watch?
yeah.
Would he not be at 30? Oh, he is at 30. Ignore me. Die!
It's okay.
I'm just going to sit over here.
Once again, proving that Holly does have an IQ of 6.
I pick up a tea and drink it quickly. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, so she offers you all a cup before you go, and
Okay.
you know, and you know, thanks Maligno for being a an interesting companion and conversation, and she wishes you well, even though you can tell her current state, she's still a bit beside herself with everything, but she says now that you've come, she can begin to call the town watch and see if she can, obviously, besides that, the corpse examiner will want to get involved in this also. So she says, if you find out anything or something comes to pass, please let us know, as I will be dealing with, the master's estate, trying to figure out what to do with it. And with that, she closes the door as the last one of you leave the house, and you're now back on the streets of Thistle Hold. So you're going to head to the southern point, down to where the city watch is.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe take the main road to number 21, wherever that is.
Okay.
Marvelum's past there.
What am I good at? I need to have a look at what I'm actually good at, because I can't remember.
I keep close to the humans so I don't get lost.
Right. Okay.
Maybe keep an eye out, on the off chance we actually see Master Vernum.
Okay. Well, while we are traveling then, why doesn't everyone just give me a vigilant roll?
Any penalties?
No.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Scott. One of my
Success.
worst stats.
Oh no, I'm failure.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Yeah, you started ready to go on.
Okay, so those of you pretty much may not be familiar with the streets of Thistle Hold, and there's a lot of just, the streets aren't as crowded as a major city would be, but there's still a bunch of people passing, a lot of distractions. You're keeping an eye out, but, you're not entirely sure he could be anyone or pass
I'd be
by.
asking, as we're going, I'd be asking people. I wouldn't just
Right.
be, I wouldn't be looking, I'd be asking, hello, have you seen Master, what's he called? Master
Burnham.
Master Vernum, yeah. Have you seen Master Vernum at all?
And pretty much everyone answers no, or they're not entirely sure who you're talking about. But those who kind of make a connection don't. But Revnia, to be fair, you're fairly certain, as far as your eagle eye can provide you the information. You haven't spotted or seen anyone who looks at any sorts like Master Vernum as you make your way down to the City Watch. But the rest of you, not so sure, but even with your inquisition, nothing comes up. And before you know it, you've made your way through the streets and out to the general entrance of the City Watch and the garrison compound. So you enter what would be a general entryway meeting area. There would be a reception desk type area where would you be able to come in and inquire. So who is going to be taking the lead at the current City Watch guardsman who is there waiting for you? Kind of looks up from his desk and, can I help you?
Hello, you want a cookie?
He stands up on his desk and looks down and says,
who's our leader? Who's going to be leading the fray?
Well, this is the adventures of Maligno and his hangers-on.
No, it's not. Definitely isn't.
I mean,
So
if you want, if you want to
okay, fine. Good evening. We're looking for the captain of the watch. My name is Maligno. This is Inquisitor Revnia. This is our goblin companion Ukli, and Elfgarian is our hunter friend. And at the back there, just in the doorway, just outside, is whatever his name is.
Derek's.
Right. Excellent. So he kind of gives you all a once over and says, well, Captain Morvello is a very busy man. Is there something that
is a matter of life and death,
such as
people dying and people living?
And he kind of braces himself and kind of leans back a bit in his chair and gives you an odd look. Goes, would you be more specific?
We are here to inform the captain of a murder that has taken place.
Oh, okay. And he eases back in. Fine. Wait here for a moment. I'll be back. And he gets up and he disappears around the corner through a pair of doors. And, a bit of time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If I hear an engine start,
right.
moving out the way.
Right. Let's see here. Give me a...
Who?
I'm just looking at here. Let me check something. I just want to... Here we go. Nope, not that. Yeah, it's going to be vigilant. Everyone roll vigilant and let me know who. Let's see who has the highest roll if they get a success. Okay.
Yeah, succeeded this time.
Okay.
Oh, Scott, do you know I updated my character, right? Don't you? You know I've updated my character, right?
Sure.
I've got cat burglar as a boon, and I took the burden impulsive. Mm-hmm. So whenever I say anything, and if I go, no, I'm saying it out of character, you go, no, you're saying it in character because you're impulsive, James.
Okay.
All right.
So, let's see who got it. Elfgarn, you're still waiting for the guard to come back, and the door opens, and it's not the guard, but it's another gentleman who kind of comes out, and as he passes you, this reeks of booze, of alcohol. He looks to be somewhat of an official, but he kind of takes a step past you and kind of pauses and kind of gives you a glance up and down, and then he just kind of just stands there waiting in the corner of the room.
I will give the rather fragrant fellow a quick once over as he...
What time of day is it, Scott?
Let's see here. It's probably midday.
You want a cookie?
He needs more than a cookie.
I'm going to be like, no, Ukli, I think he'd much rather a new bottle.
I don't have a bottle. I have a cookie.
So I'm sorry, Elfgarn. What was it you were going to do?
Yeah, I'll look the guy up and down, and I'll say, "Can I help you, sir?"
Oh, no. I was around the corner, and I heard that you're here to report a murder.
I don't see how that's any business of yours. Unless you tell me who you are.
Oh, where's my manners? You see him kind of straighten out his clothes a bit, and kind of shuffle up his robes that he has on, and he extends a hand and says, "Oh, where are my manners? Yes, Examiner Elantro. I work for the Town Watch, and I'm a head. Well, I guess the general term is examiner."
I'm going to say, and what exactly do you examine? The contents of a bottle?
And he kind of shuffles his feathers a bit. And he goes, "No, of course not. I'm a man of the highest medical quality, and they call me the corpse examiner if you want to know. But I am a doctor here with the watch, and when things come in that we need to find some information on bodies and such, I examine them and see if I can find any sort of clues. And
don't you ask questions of the bodies? Oh,
good. Excuse me, little little goblin.
The truth comes out. He's an elf all along.
So, and he reaches into his robes and he pulls out a little vial and he takes a big swig of it, and he says, yes. So this murder that you're coming to report, it's been a long week, and I just don't know if I have it in me to continue with this, but rest assured that.
Why has it been a long week?
And he kind of leans in a bit, like there's other people around and there's no one out. He goes, well, the Flayer and the victims, it's like nothing that I've seen before. Just the sheer savagery of it all. And well, never mind. You obviously are good citizens of Thistle Hold. I shouldn't be bothering you with this sort of monstrosity and in his horrible ways.
Well, there is a certain artistry to the savagery, from what I recall.
And he kind of stares at you and just reaches into his pocket and takes a long drink and says, I wouldn't necessarily call it artistry, but maybe I've misstepped my bounds. I just needed to come out and get a fresh air. If you don't mind, everyone, I bid you good day. And he starts to walk towards the door.
These humans, they have strange rituals. Bottle rituals or dog taking with the dead. Oh, God.
So do you... So he's continued. Do you do anything before you leave?
I'm gonna say we're hunting rabbits.
And third time he pauses and just gives all of you a queer stare, and then you see him drain the rest of his little vial and just kind of shake it upside down and open the door and start to head back into the back. And then a few seconds later, the guard returns with another gentleman who obviously he's dressed in the garb of someone who would be a captain here at Thistle Hold. And he comes in and he kind of looks you up and down and he stares at Revnia and goes, I assume you're the one who's requested my presence, Templar?
We all did.
You with them?
I look
wow,
over at
rude.
And I then just turn back to the guard and just say, "Yep."
Okay, well, this had better be important. And he takes a deep breath, and maybe we'll take a little break right here when we continue with your conversation after we get back.
All right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. Don't touch that dial. Thanks for watching. See you in a bit.